From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Coming up, we take a look at some factors behind the current COVID-19 surge in Montana.
More expensive to smoke or vape? We look at the unfolding debate in D.C. to raise nicotine taxes to pay for human infrastructure. Coming up.
I'm John Shearer in Yellowstone National Park at the Norris Geyser Basin, where the parking lot is jammed right now. But this attraction may be losing a bit of its luster. I'll explain coming up.
Well, happy Monday, Southwest Montana, 6:30 on this September 20th. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. Not a bad morning out there. I did find my jacket. I'm prepared. It will live in the car now for the next 9 or 10 months.
I've got them stashed around in different cars, different closets, just in case.
Prepared, yeah.
Fall around the corner as promised?
Yes.
I was right. It was 1:20.
Right. I knew it was, an exact time in the middle of the day.
Well, it usually is an exact time.
Well, yeah, always, yeah.
40 right now in view, 45 in Belgrade, 32 in West Yellowstone. We do have a little moisture moving through the area. It's really not heavy, mostly talking about a few high mountain flakes. And then a little bit of light rain expected throughout the day for a few of the valleys. It's not going to be heavy, but it should clear out as you head into the evening. The planner calling for temperatures on the cool side, mid to upper 50s with a bit of a breeze. So those jackets that Chet has hidden in his car will come in handy. We'll talk about our chances of needing those later in the week as well, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Matt. 6:31 now. More than 600,000 Americans have lost their lives to COVID-19 in the past 18 months. And after nearly 2 years of this deadly global pandemic, health officials in Montana report it's as bad as ever and getting worse. But what can be done to prevent the most severe outcomes locally? MTN's Geneva Zoltek gives us the details.
The number of people testing positive for COVID-19 is growing to a rate not yet seen by many Montana counties, including Missoula. But what's being done to slow this surge?
So last year, when we started experiencing a spike, we were able to limit group sizes and events and, mandate masks. And those were all the things that helped us to get through that spike in a matter of a couple of months and not get as many cases as what we're seeing now.
New state laws changed the approach of local health departments statewide. At the state legislature, House Bill 121 removed the ability for health boards to implement rules surrounding COVID-19. Rules instead must be approved by a local governing body like City Council. The law also changed a health rule violation from a misdemeanor to a civil penalty. Another law added fallout to strict health measures. House Bill 632 enacted the American Rescue Plan Act in Montana. In the text, a clause states that if local governments impose more strict COVID-19 regulations than the state, federal funding for local water and sewer infrastructure projects is reduced by 20%.
And that's millions and millions of dollars that we would not be able to get into the Missoula economy.
This point was brought up on the final legislative day, April 29th.
The 20% reduction in grants to me is a discrimination against communities that want to protect and do the right thing, protect the public health of their residents.
More than $460 million was allocated to Montana for these sort of projects.
I don't look at it as a reduction. I look at it as use of their money to partner up to see who is serious about the grants.
Because of these changes, the Missoula City County Health Department put stock in their remaining option.
As far as quarantine and isolation, that is the one mitigation strategy that we are still legally able to do in Montana.
An app called Sarah Alert is used for monitoring. Once per day, symptoms are self-reported. Normally, calls are also made to check on people, but the health department is understaffed by about 75 positions and doesn't have that capacity. Farr said there's been more complaints lately.
Primarily coming from employees who are being told by their employer that they have to come to work even if they are sick with COVID.
In response, employers are called to try to answer any questions. People also aren't getting tested during initial symptom onset.
More and more people are waiting a long time to get tested. And so we just, and usually by the time that they do get tested, they're getting tested because they're getting admitted to the hospital because they've been so sick.
The worsening strain on the healthcare system isn't the only crisis Montanans currently face. As we've reported on MTN News, there's a growing cost of living in Montana, along with worker shortages across industries. So healthcare officials rely on one primary tool for fighting this surge: personal responsibility. In Missoula, Geneva Zoltek, MTN News.
6:34 now. Should taxes increase for those who smoke or vape? That's a question facing members of Congress as the House returns to Washington today for the first time in over a month. Our Joe St. George has a look at the funding debate and how new tobacco taxes could break a campaign promise of President Biden.
Everybody knows smoking and vaping can be bad for you, yet millions of Americans do it. Around 34 million adults in our country currently smoke cigarettes, and at least 10.8 million American adults are currently using e-cigarettes. But as the House of Representatives returns to Washington for the first time in a month Monday, there is a renewed push to increase the federal taxes on these vices to generate revenue for President Biden's multi-trillion-dollar spending bill.
Supporters of this say this will further discourage Americans from smoking, but critics say it will break a promise President Biden made to not raise taxes on the middle class.
People up and down the income ladder smoke.
Richard Auksher studies nicotine taxes at the Tax Policy Center. He says tobacco taxes would impact all Americans and at some level go against this tweet President Biden sent last week. If you make under $400,000, my Build Back Better agenda won't raise your taxes a cent. The White House disagrees and says it wouldn't violate any campaign promise because it doesn't involve personal income. Regardless, the current plan in Congress would create a first ever federal tax on e-cigarettes and raise the current federal tax on cigarettes, making tobacco and nicotine products about $1 to $2 more expensive. Democrats estimate $100 billion would be raised over the next 10 years. But as Auksher points out, there are a lot of uncertainties.
Currently, every time you increase cigarette taxes, you get more revenue. But there is a chance that at a certain point, if the tax succeeds, you would get fewer people smoking and not get as much revenue as you're possibly thinking you'll get.
The Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids estimates enacting this tax would result in 1.1 million fewer smokers in the first year, a benefit supporters say is worth the tax controversy. This proposed nicotine tax will likely be scrutinized even further over the coming days as Congress tries to pass a spending bill in the coming weeks. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
In other headlines this morning, Steamboat Geyser in Yellowstone National Park is changing. The world's tallest geyser did not register a major eruption in a bit more than 2 months, and that's unusual. TN's John Shearer spoke with a volcano scientist about what's happening.
For the last 3.5 years, Steamboat Geyser here has thrilled dedicated geyser watchers and just occasional park visitors with huge eruptions of water, steam, mud, and even rocks shooting 300 feet into the air.
Well, it looks like Steamboat's slowing down.
On September 11th, Steamboat had a major eruption. That was the first one in 65 days. Up until May, the geyser had been erupting on average every 5 to 10 days since it came back to life in March of 2018.
This is one of those aspects of geysers. Most of them are really unpredictable, so you have to enjoy it while you can.
Steamboat is having a good long run. It erupted 32 times in 2018, 48 in 2019, and another 48 in 2020, including one huge eruption of 355 feet. But so far this year, Steamboat has had just 14 major eruptions. So what's happening?
And there's no clear sign of what's different now versus the way it was 5 years ago.
Or, for that matter, a century ago. Steamboat went dormant for 50 years, from 1911 to 1961.
So one thing we do know is that it has to have a lot to do with the subsurface plumbing system, the geyser conduits, whether or not they're constricted or more open. And that's something that is very difficult to understand because we just can't see down there.
But Poland has a hunch.
I still feel like water availability has to have something to do with it, having high levels of groundwater, because there was a lot more rain and snow a few years ago than there has been the last couple of years.
The parking lot here at Norris Geyser Basin is busy today as it has been for the last 3.5 years since Steamboat Geyser began erupting again. It's so busy, in fact, that the Park Service created more parking places out along the main highway, a little walk from here. And it has rerouted traffic in this area to keep vehicles moving along. Now, if Steamboat goes dormant, does that mean people won't be coming anymore? Hard to say. But Norris has always been a popular spot, and it is home to the most active geyser basin. So even if the big geyser isn't going off, there's still a lot to see. In Yellowstone National Park, John Shearer, MTN News.
Now, scientists studying Steamboat tell us they're not ready yet to say the geyser is going dormant. Probably won't know for sure till after it's already happened. Time for a quick break here on Montana This Morning. When we come back, one of the biggest nature losses due to global warming so far is under the sea. Coming up, hear what scientists are saying about dying coral reefs. But first, let's check in with Nate Burleson to see what's coming up on CBS Mornings at 7 o'clock.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS Mornings, big news from Pfizer in the fight against COVID-19. We'll talk with former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb about the new data and when we can expect vaccines for kids under 12. Also, Anderson Cooper. He talks with us about his new book where he dives into personal stories about his famous family and its fortune. And it was a big night for Ted Lasso and The Crown. We'll go backstage and hear from the winners at last night's Emmys. We will see you at 7.